Okay then, let's save my ears a little. Crank the music down. There we go. I like how the last scene we were on was on the spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet's still open from that last stream. So let's switch over to Draw.io, the unlisted diagram. Here we are. Yesterday we were talking about my game being worth 18 dongs, was it, in Vietnam? And then we talked about actual mechanics, so that's why the dong is there, for just reference for those that don't remember. Okay, so today we're going to be streaming for quite a few hours. I've got plans for food to be, you know, simple to do. And we're going to kind of stream while I'm working on this. And I want to break down the entire tasks for today. So I'm going to use this sheet because this sheet's where I'm planning a few things right now. So I might as well go here. Right, kids, let's begin. Let's make a little grid. I do want a bit of a big grid, so let's see what's that. It's 400 by 200. Sounds reasonable. Right, today, tasks. I've got these on paper, so now I'm going to have fun typing these up. I have at least 2. Okay, we'll do 5. 5 sounds like a reasonable goal to get done today on the stream specifically. Unless anyone's got any opinions of that. Where's my mouse? Being on this 4K monitor, it's messing with my brain trying to spot where stuff is. There we go. And then I'm trying to remember how to do this now. If I click on this text, yes, done, 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 done. Right. Gonna make this stand out a little bit. We'll make it yellow, like a post-it note. Let's copy it, but sounds okay. Yeah, well, I've got many, many more. In fact, hang on. Okay. Do you want to hear how complicated the update process has been to rehaul the whole game? I'll bring this up again later in the stream, but I'm going to pull it up, the doc for the production process. He says while trying to find it on his desktop. Again, being on a 4K computer, 4K monitor, it is actually very hard to spot stuff that you're supposed to spot. Where is it? Just search planning doc. Oh my god, how many planning documents do I have on my desktop? Jesus Christ. And then a whole bunch of JavaScript files are showing up because they all have the word plan in them somewhere. Not even the ones that just plant JavaScript, which is to do with like a plant mechanic in a game. Okay, is proving difficult to find. Okay, so it's not in my downloads when I dragged it back over. Is it in my documents folder? That's okay. Here we go. Let's have a read. So September 26, 22, November 9th, 22. Okay, so that's when the first concept was written. Welcome, you know, and also welcome, Yasmin. Yasmin, I was messaging you when you asked me when the stream's going to be as I was setting up stream, so you had impeccable timing because I was about to tell you, hey, I'm going to be streaming, and you asked me before I asked you. Game pack. It's going to be in here. Design, implementation, and systems. Okay, let me read this to you. I'm not going to share it because it's obviously got some, I guess you could call it trade secrets. Don't know what you'd call it. You've got 0. So first item 0. I don't know why I actually did it 0. It's the foundation. So everything that existed, the system for the ticks, the UI, economy, RNG, balancing, AI rivals, that's a new one though really, but it's in there. All the global variables, all the data sets, they are there. Time and era system. Categories, designs, and starting choices. So they're two separate things. 3 on the list was research tree, core versus add-ons. 4 was the prototypes. 5 is the contracts. 6 is the resource map. 7's manufacturing. 8's the financial. 9's politics, influence, events. 10 was rivals and espionage. 11, 12 are going to both be points, progression, difficulty, and legacies. 13 was the UI flow and feedback, so testing and reviewing. 14 is balancing the RNG. 15 was the save and data integrity, so also cloud. That's been fun getting cloud saves to work. 16 is the roadmap, implementing a milestone. So M1 is foundation, M2 is research, M3 is prototype and testing. M4 is map and resources, M5 is manufacturing, M6 is contracts, M7 is politics, M8 is rivals and espionage, M9 is economy and finances, and M10 is the polishing of it, and then publication. So that pretty much summarizes it. So here we go. Ready to hear Dan's list of actual things I've done so far in documentation. So week 1, I focused on the project skeleton and conventions, source control, the wireframes and the planning, external layouts, the tick system, which just means game time, save and load, initial import of data. Week 2, I did the new save, scene, and company starting categories, designers. I have to come up with names of designers and plan out what each perk would have for each one. Having the tick scene work on external events, save and load with autosaves, and initial data. I feel like I've just read... Yeah, I didn't cycle to the next page. I just read the previous page as well. Oops. Let me turn off side by side, go back to vertical. It's going to be easier to read. Let me just zoom in so it doesn't show 2 pages. Oh my god, you have to zoom in really far to get rid of 2 pages. Come on, Word. Okay, there we go. Word's just being buggy. Anyway, here, I'll read it this way. We are now on week 9. Which doesn't sound right. I think that's before Christmas. It says at the bottom the date. So we're now like what? Let's have a look. When was that? When was that? Week 9 would have been on the 18th, on the Thursday of December. So we've had 3 weeks since. We're on 22 now. That's not including from July stuff. Everything between July and now is fixing bugs and then rebuilding. So my planning sheet is huge. It is... I just realized this is the small document. Where is the... There it is. 89 pages long on the small document. I'll give Word a few seconds to load this. That probably should give you an idea of how big it is. 400 pages at least. Okay. I'm not going to sit here watching the counter count up on how many pages there are. All that means is, guys, when I make a change, I make a note in a Word doc. Every time I've changed something, every time I've added something, every time I've, you know, done anything important, it's been documented so that in the future I can go, I did this, I did this, I did this, and why did I do this? Why did I do this? Why did I change this? So having this tiny task sheet makes my ridiculous system of tasks look simple. I stopped updating Trello because of that, because Trello updating took like a daily process and it was getting too long, too stupid. All right, task 1. We're gonna finish off data set. So the data set is gonna be small arms.json. Oh, it's gonna be possibly hard coded anyway, so it doesn't matter what we call it really. Then we're gonna do the pull it up. I gotta put these in the order I want them in, not the order they're written in, because the order they're written in is not the best. You know, let's just do that first task, and then we'll see how we feel and what we want to mess with. There's some stuff to do with the map that needs playing around with. There's some stuff to do with the map data. So I guess for now, we'll say maps next, right? Why can't I edit this? Okay, map data. And we'll make its own task, verify map data. Because right now, I think I have it in dev mode. It says. Okay, we're going to quickly test it. I'm going to switch to the screen in a second. If it's in dev mode, guys, all it's going to do is it's going to have 2 states with data. The rest are going to be hidden for fast loading. I mean, it's already loaded, so it's going to have to be that. Side note, just so this is clear, when I open this now, we have no data because I've loaded it from the page. So all the data is set to null or default values like the game name. If I click around here, yeah, if I click, yeah, we're on default data, these 2 states exist. In fact, it's not pulling that data. Does the data file exist to JSON? Does it exist? No, it doesn't. Right, so, one, I need to turn off the dev mode, although, is it? It is. Right, that's a later problem. Remind me when I come back to this, guys. I'll make a note myself physically now. But I need to turn off the code that checks if it's me, basically based on my Steam ID. And if it's me, show developer mode. Because that's for fast loading. That's so I can get on stuff quickly without having issues. Tidbit though, what do you think of the map? Do you like it? Do you like how we have the mechanic for moving? I'm going to show off a few things. If you press Z, it's for zoom into 2. You press X, it's to go to default view. And C is for central view. So you can basically, right, if I go back to C, say I want to look over here around main and all those, I can press Z or I can press X. Say I want to then go over here but not fully zoomed in, and I want to go fully zoomed in. Funnily enough, you can do this if you want to be crazy, you know, to press around. Yeah, it is something interesting. So one of the fun bugs we had is when you used to zoom in, it would be like jittery, and it had to be calculated to make it work. The other thing is you can see with the cursor, it zooms in and it gets slightly different in scale. Now on my monitor, my 4K, it's more obvious. On a 1080p monitor, it's not as obvious. So there's still a bug there. I made that feature before I had this 4K monitor after Christmas. So evidently, I need to make something that will solve that, because you can see it zooming it in and out. And also, I don't know if it's just me or does it just look blurry? It does. I know the lines, they're rescaling when you come out, but the cursor definitely is not handling it well because it's 16 pixels. So maybe we need to scale the cursor size to be default like huge, but in a size of 16. Anyway, let's close out of that. Let's go to, 1 second guys. Let's go to a Word doc. Let's have a little chit chat about the data. So yesterday I had my meetings. I had a lot of fun with that. And I came up with 2 specific things. I'm going to drag these in. Okay, here we go. Let's have a bit of fun talking about this briefly, and then it makes sense. Need to find my Word doc on the list of sources, so bear with me. This is doc 1 because I've not named it. Cool. Okay, what you're seeing here is what the eras are going to be classified as. So these are technical names, we're going to have them as. These are the actual brackets. So this is what I've come up with. Instead of having it 1960, 1970, 1890, 2000, I've broke it up into sections the best I can. The reason for that is I went through all my research. That was painstakingly a pain in the ass. And really, we were trying to work out, I say we, me, trying to work out different things. So I don't want to share this fully because obviously it's my research. I don't want people using it for their own benefit. But we'll go with this. So the barrels, there is the default. The default's the early, right? Then you've got late. So the next type of barrel, extended barrel, would be late. The match grade barrel would be early modern. Ready barrel, modern. Contemporary for express, optimized barrel. Those kind of things. Exactly, yeah. This just refines it to something that's easy to follow. I've not made a after 2025 era specifically because I'm going to come back to that later on. Because I want to think how I want to go about futuristic tech and all these things involving that. So, give me a second, let's have a look. Here we go. Here's my specific. So I had defining characteristics each one. This was a pain in the ass to figure out. So for the early Cold War, the key materials used back then that I can find is forged steel, wooden furnituring, so the barrels, the butts, not the barrels, the butts of the gun, that kind of stuff, and iron sights mainly. So there's obviously not going to have like an ACOG in the Cold War, especially early Cold War. Mature Cold War, you can see there. I need to think of better names of this, but you can kind of get my vibe. Chrome linings, stamped parts, and early polymers existed. When you get to late Cold War, suddenly widespread use of polymers, use of rails, and optic sights in general. Then you've got the early modern. You've got the Pictony adaptation, modular furnishing, that kind of stuff. Jump straight to modern, which is a big jump in a way, but not really. Optimizations for the optics, modular handguards, those kind of things. And then if you get straight to contemporary, you've got M-Lock. You've got full optic readiness, lightweight alloys. This is just for small arms. Bear in mind, I've gone and worked out how to define it. My dates on these, if I go to my second point, are not perfect. But this is the best I can find in my research, the best I can work out. So it's what I'm going to go with. I'm not a weapons expert or an armorer. I did consider reaching out to the Royal Armoury, asking them some questions. They're based in Leeds. Yes, because I've been there a long time ago. They not just do guns, though. They do blades, shields, all sorts of weapons of war. Because they have a specialist armor there, but I suspect if I reached out, they wouldn't really give me much information. So I would probably not get much from them anyway. But we will see what we get. We shall see. You can only ask. I contemplate just going up there for a day and picking a day for it. They had a day a few weeks ago where you could go up and see the standard British Army rifle. I'm fine. Right, Royal Armoury's Leeds. Right, I'm going to show you some pictures of this place. Just so you can see how cool of a place it is. Okay, I've had to zoom out on this picture. This is a wide shot picture. However, this will just show you how cool a place it is. If you've never seen this before, never been there, just look at this. This is not my picture for context. This is just for demonstration now. These are all, you know, been found or recovered or maintained and stored. And you're looking at all sorts of different weapons. So you've got the... trying to actually tell what type of rifle we're looking at here. It looks like some of the World War II ones. I could be wrong. Although they look like they've... It's not an Enfield, is it? Is it an Enfield? 1 second. Yasmin, do you know what an Enfield rifle looks like? I've not seen these in a long time. It's a gun. Yeah, correct. So an Enfield, it would have, and these are really dark photos. It's got the bit here. So this should be further back for it being Enfield, is my suspicion. But it could also be the angle. I think it looks like it anyway, but it's definitely not. So the Enfield, basically, for those that don't know, is the common bolt action rifle we had in, say, World War One. Not so much World War Two, but I think it's still around in World War Two, wasn't it? Okay, so it was in the Second Boer War, which would make sense because my great-grandfather used one, so that makes sense so far. It was in World War One. World War Two had a redesign for the Mark III and a Mark IV variant, or number 4 Mark I variant, I don't know. And then it was also used in the Korean War, the Malaysian Emergency, the Suez Crisis, and a few other things. Because this isn't like the best weapon. You could on average get maybe 15 rounds out of it per minute. So, and yes, you're right, 15 per minute. 1 second. I've just had to explain something in English to someone. I'd message someone about something in English and it makes sense. But yeah, this is one of the few decorative ways to do it they have. They've also got... They have a lot of cool stuff. Let me open this next window. One of my favorite things I ever saw there. Let me switch windows to... I honestly don't know which... There it is, yeah. Look at this. Obviously, it's not a real elephant, guys. They've not got an elephant stood there 24/7 looking pretty, but, you know, still cool. Would you imagine being a person over all those items, getting to display it like for process? Exactly, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I remember we went there and we held American revolvers from Wild West era kind of stuff and rifles. And there's a picture of me with the rifle, and the rifle was almost as big as me at the time. I was a kid though, bear that in mind. Really cool photo of me holding the rifle though. So yeah, they have a lot of different things there. Let's see if I can find... see if I can find this. Modern weapons. Ah, here we go. They have a display, and I can't believe I'm even reading this. Are you ready for this, guys? They have a display which shows weapons seized by the UK police that people had in their homes, including a DIY build assault rifle. Let me show this. This is wild. These are seized weapons by the police. Look at this. Someone made this in their house. I mean, these are not so impressive, but this... These are weapons the police retrieved and seized. Yeah. Or bought through the internet with the intent of murder, basically. 10 used having handheld guns. This is what... Yeah, it's complicated that as well. You see, you could keep them if they're past a certain year, but I'm going to suspect all his guns are not considered not artifacts. What they're called? Not relics. What they're called, Yaz? Guns that you can own legally without a license because they're so old. Is it a collector weapon? Oh, mate, I'm pulling up the act for this. Bear with me. I'm getting the law book, guys. Let's just see. Okay, we are ready to hear some boring legal stuff. Okay, the Antique Firearms Regulation, which is 2021, and the Firearms Act of 1968 says as follows. You can legally own certain antique firearms manufactured before September 1st, 1939, and are using obsolete cartridges without a license, provided that they are kept purely as curiosities and ornaments and are not used for firing as defined by the Act it's written in. These include muzzle loaders, fire pins, needle-fired guns, but crucially, possession of ammunition for them and other as my words, possessing ammunition for them often invalidates this damn word, the exemption. So basically, you could own anything made before 1939, and as long as you don't possess the ammo for the weapon, and they're specified in the Act, you don't need a license. Now, obviously, that definitely doesn't include this. One, because this was definitely made after 1939, but two, it was made. I can't even read the text, but this was seized. Okay. It's crazy. Well, this was the thing. We had a lot of different guns and different long ammunition. Yeah, kept in the dresser though. Me not like you that, you know. You're supposed to keep them in a safe place. I keep even my air guns in a safe place, not because I don't trust my younger brothers. I don't trust their friends. And when they're visiting and I'm not even in the town, you can see why I would have a tiny issue with that. Just a tiny one. But yeah, so anyway, I reached out to them. We shall see what we get back. What I got straight back was an automated, no one's in the office to handle this inquiry, yada yada. But I suspect they either have already started back this week or start back next week. And hopefully, you know, I sent it just before Christmas, but it had already closed by then, I think. They had a live stream or something. They had a video they published anyway about something. Let's have a look. David wouldn't hurt anyone. Oh, Dave. I thought about me for a second. It's like, my name's Dan, but okay. Exactly, yes, definitely not a priority for them. I mean, the guy that runs their weapons division, I'm going to call it, he seems to be quite interested in giving knowledge anyway. So, you know, he might reach out. Who is? What's his name again? I don't remember his damn name. Jonathan. That's it. It's Jonathan. Jonathan Ferguson. So, I have a photo with not Jonathan. I can't remember who it was. Someone that was like the general leader of the armory in Leeds, because they obviously had the revolvers when they gave us them. So I have that. I think Jonathan's in one of the photos. I would have to go look though, and I don't feel like trying to spot a younger Jonathan in one of my photos, just to be curious. Let's have a see. So hopefully we hear something else back. I think he's an archaeologist by education, if I remember correct. And I don't think he you know, I don't think there's a school of firearms in the UK that he went to, put it that way. Let's just check YouTube chat, make sure it's not a bug, it's not coming through, because I always want to check that, because it's always a buggy situation anyway. And then we'll get back to developing, and we're actually going to start working on stuff now, because I want to get stuff done. Okay, chat. I want to see the chat. Okay. Well, it says someone's already watching it. It's already got one like. So someone's in there. Now, do I know who? No. Yasmin, did you message me something? Oh, you already messaged. Yeah, I already read that on my phone. It just didn't. Discord didn't recognize I read it on my phone, so computer's still saying it. That's cool. That's cool. Right, we're waiting for YouTube chat to load. We'll crack on while we wait, because I'm not gonna hold my breath on that. YouTube chat, you're gonna load. It loaded. No, not top chat, live chat. Anything in live, nothing's in live. I will close that for now then, because I believe it's coming through fine. I could actually test it, I guess, but I'm not worrying about it too much right now. So I need to find the spreadsheet I was looking at earlier. Right, okay. So, am I allowed to enact one? You're saying someone's watching. Now you've got me curious. One sec. I wonder if people are watching the streams after they happen on YouTube. A quick look. You've piqued my interest. Live streams, because they're all public. So, oh shit, yeah, people are watching them after the fact. Huh. Strange. It's not strange, but it's definitely odd. So I'm getting at least one like on each stream. I had 3 is my highest, 2 is the other one. So okay. Oh yeah, Twitch is horrifically inaccurate. I remember streaming last year, year before, on 5M, and I kid you not, kid you not, at one point it said I had like 100 views concurrent at one moment. I don't know if I can still find that. Let's see. And the reason that happened is somehow, somewhere, someone put me on some weird website as an advert. So people were shopping on this weird Chinese website and it was counting them as views. And I remember reading out to Twitch and I'm like, yo, what is this? Right, can I go back that far? I can. From January to January. Oh, you can see it on the thing. You can see it straight away. You've got a graph where it's average 4, then it just goes doom. 117 views at once. Oh, you see my multiple platforms. Okay, it's you then, Yaz. That makes sense. At least I know YouTube chat works now because it pops up in the feed. So it definitely works. Okay, cool. Happy about that. Yeah, so one stream had a ridiculous amount of views because of that weird... just weirdness. Yeah. It says YouTube's at 2 for me, but is it me or is that just it's bugged? YouTube is 2. It's 2, but somehow it says it's offline. Strange. Strange. Now it's 1 and it says 2 on Twitch. Okay, cool. Right. So, can I... So it's small arms items with the RP and tiers. And I want to find the changed sheet. So, bear with me, chat. I'm looking at different spreadsheets right now, trying to figure out which one relevant. guess. This looks right, he says. Yeah, this is right, because I did all the spaces, didn't I? So, 1 second, guys. Let's see. Hang on. Okay, this can't be the right sheet though, because it has the type still in it, and we took the types out last stream. Let's do it this way. Drop that there. And let's say I'll rename this as the old backup before I start editing anything. So we're going to put it in the OneDrive. What should we call the backups? This is currently called Small Arms with the tiers, and let's just call it today's date, I guess. Do the same for the JSON file in a minute. Just because I can have some pigs. Those actual, oh my god, they are as well. I had a classmate in college, and he had a pet pig. Oh, what was his damn name? He had a pig in his garden. They would come in the house and sit on the couch with everyone. And I really was surprised by that. So, the pig actually ate his homework once. Not an exaggeration. He had a video of it. It wasn't an excuse for not doing it though. He came back to the teacher the day after he'd been given it. He said, I need a new copy of it. I was to do it for next week. And the teacher's like, why do you need a new copy? You only had it a day. And he said, yeah, well, it was on the couch and the pig ate my homework. And the teacher's like, you ate your own homework? And he said, no, the pig. And the teacher's like, why would you have a pig? And he's like, I've got a video for you. And he's like, okay. Teacher's watching this damn video of a stupid pig eating the homework. I was honestly laughing my ass off when I saw it. Because he posted in WhatsApp and I was like, the fuck is the pig doing? Yeah. Not down your statement, but general question. How does a pig clean themselves? It's a good question. And honestly, I was thinking the same myself. But here's the thing. When I saw the video, the pig looked clean. Now, when you're picturing a pig, you're probably picturing a giant one. This pig is like a more smaller pig. Not like a piglet, but it's a pig, but it's not huge. I think they have it just eat scrap food, is the honest reasoning behind that. Yeah. I think they clean it, if I'm honest. I mean, he looks after the pig, it's part of his daily chores. That's why he likes to sit on the couch with him, I guess. It's a very strange thing to imagine, in my opinion. Yeah, anyway, let's go to the spreadsheet and we're gonna talk about what I did last night and why that's relevant to today's task. So, last night I made some notes on my tablet, which I now have in front of me, and I've got them open finally. Let's begin. I wouldn't want a little pig as a pet, but it's not strange to me having a rabbit. I still want a rabbit. Rabbits have funny attitudes. My aunt had a rabbit who taught me... What did she teach me? Maths? I think maths. My aunt just helped my mum by teaching me something like in early years, primary school, basic summit. And I think it was maths. And anyway, she had several rabbits in a backyard, very big backyard. They would run free because it was very secure. And she spent a fortune on keeping them secure. To the point the fences are like a concrete layer underneath, so they couldn't dig through kind of rabbit logic, so... Although, she said they never even tried digging in general. And one day I was in her house and the rabbit came in and I was eating a jam sandwich and the rabbit stomped its feet as if it was entitled to the jam sandwich. So then I stomped mine back being a kid trying to be funny, and then it did it twice, and I did it twice, and then it did it thrice, and I did it twice, and she came in thinking, what the hell's this noise? And the rabbit was louder than me. Because it was really pounding the wooden floor. So, and the rabbit looked really pissed off at me for not sharing my sandwich. Although I didn't think rabbits could eat jam, so... I'm not sure if they can. Anyway, let's have a see. So I'm looking for... We're in the morning. Kaz! Welcome, Kaz! Thank you for popping by, Kaz. And nice to see you. Good luck at work, my friend. It's 4 in the morning for you. You've got a long day ahead of you then. I hope you get some strong coffee, my friend. Nice to see you pop by, though. Do appreciate it. I forgot you were a moderator for a second there, Kaz. I just said mod, and I was like, I forgot about that. Nice to see you on YouTube. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, get some coffee, Kaz. It's 4 in the morning for you. Yeah, Kaz, it's 4 AM for him. He's 8 hours behind because he's Cali time, so yeah. Because the US, it's usually between 6 and 8 hours behind. If you don't include Hawaii and little islands like that. Oh my god, lol. Who said you could be God? I have a question, which God? Last I checked in RE class, there's probably more than one. 2 PM here, crazy. Yeah, for me it's almost 1 PM. Oh, actually, how was it 2 PM for you? Now I'm confused. I thought you were 1 hour ahead of me, not 2. Crazy. Okay, let me just read this list. I don't want to go through and mark all these. God of burritos. I tell you what, Kaz, we had a killer burrito a couple days ago down here. We had a few of them made. Loved it. I somehow managed to get myself one, even though I wasn't supposed to be eating their food. But anyway, you know, who really minds? Okay, so the assault rifle has very little recoil system options, apparently, in my writing. Yeah, it has 1, apparently. Very little threaded muzzle options, action components, accessory interface, optic ready interface. Yeah, very little options there. So maybe what I need to do is have default values that are just null if nothing's there. It's not required. This is why this game's so complicated to update into this system. Let us go jump over to the research page. Okay. Let's go to dev mode. Oh, I forgot the dev mode looks so crap still. Oh, wow. Okay. And dev mode doesn't have access to... Oh, okay. Right. We're in dev mode. This is going to look crap. I think the dev test build's behind the actual build. I think we need to go in here at some point and change some of this. But here we are. It definitely is behind because it's not got the effects on this. It looks blurry still. Because it's technically new. Okay. So, press back. So you see there, that's the items from that list we took out yesterday. Pistols. So that's all your options, right? Now ammunition got taken out and we edited stuff. I'm seeing errors here where these are missing their space. How do I fix that? How do I fix that? Can I edit the value to have a space and it won't break it all? Or will it just add a underscore? Okay, we've made the change. It seems to work. Okay. Well, at least that part works fine. Does the data carry over? It doesn't carry over. Why does it look so blurry? Is it because I'm on 4K? Please tell me it's not. Let's test this. Oh, it is. You can see straight away it's not blurry. Yeah. Okay. That sucks. That sucks a lot. Oh, I know why. Because when I made it smaller, the resolution's tiny, you see. But the fun fact is, if I then rescale that, it negates the changing the screen, I think. Now I want to see what you see. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to put it up there. Alright, I'm going to open my own stream for a second on Twitch. No, that looks surprisingly better than how I was seeing it, to be fair. This game's not built for 4K, so... You know... It's... a future Dan issue. Now, because it's scaled up, it doesn't necessarily fit, so we do that. Right. Yeah, it's a weird one. I don't know if that's a big issue with it being like that. I feel like it is in a way. Don't know if there's an easy way to fix this though. Just because it's GDevelop. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna update this thing right now. I'm gonna reboot it. I've made a small change. I want to see if that change really makes a difference. Okay, it looks a little better. The only problem with that change is, now if I do scaling, get this weird effect on the side because it can't handle scaling. And the whole reason for the setting being that way was so when you're in the main menu, you don't bug out and see 2 pages. I do a different type of rendering. I need to reboot it again for that, realistically. I changed the rendering type. That doesn't make a difference. What it's doing is it's timesing it by 4 resolution, isn't it? That sucks, doesn't it? I don't know how it looks for you guys though, because I'm OBS. OBS makes it look great. So I don't know. I don't know if it's me or is it it or what. You can tell though. Yeah. I don't know how it would look if we... I'm just playing around with how it's rendering it. Because I don't know any other way to make this any better. This is as good as it's going to get, because I can see the text looks a bit more clear. The only new problem is, I believe, on good authority, that this changes the way every single future image and layer works when added. Yeah. So this is no anti-aliasing that we've set on it. If you do anti-aliasing, it will render it, and that's good for most games. This is good for pixel perfect games, so the literal pixel itself is set for that. Now, as a side note, this is a dev tool, as well as when I click in here, I had to press D. This is the layer I'm viewing, so if I press that and then press D, it'll move me to that progression page. See this? I can navigate this way. It'll just take me where to where last was. And actually, you know what? That doesn't look as blurry now. 0 will be actually 1, so that's fine. I think that's better. I just don't like that I had to change stuff to do that. Yeah, problem is it has to then calculate what type of monitor it's on, and that gets complicated fast. Because I don't even know how many types of resolutions there are, but let's just say way too many. And it makes me, the poor developer, have nightmares at night, imagining how that would actually work. But as a side note, this page we're viewing right here, specifically this one we're on, this is the developer page for it. So this has less of the features, more of the testing abilities. So this page specifically is a duplicate of the other one, but it's an older version. And this page has console logs turned on. I have a console open right now on the side. I'm getting a constant feed of everything I click and how it impacts it. As well as, if I press through the keys, I can actually cycle through the languages. So I have a faster experience than most users. Because I'm testing, in fact, Japanese. Oh my, you poor, poor buggers. Those guys are screwed if it looks like that. Although saying that, I feel like you could read it. Ukrainians, yeah, they're getting the back end of it too on 4K. That's a shame, isn't it? Now I'm tempted to find another way to fix this. But there isn't inside this engine. There isn't an option to make it fixable. It's scaling it up. If it looks so impossible to fix, it's tiny. Yeah. I mean, Ukrainian there, I struggle to read that because in Ukrainian, you see this little one here? It's got 2 dots, but you can hardly tell, but it's got the dot for this one. So you can tell if you're native though. I can guarantee you that much. I also love how we haven't for some reason got translations past this point on this page. Not sure why. Is it that old? One sec. Yeah, it's that old, guys. This is ancient. Okay. Well. You know, I stand corrected. I've just fixed the this page. It was before the translations. I've also just spotted this. You see how these are moved now? I've changed them. It's because when the ordering system's doing it, it doesn't know the difference between one with a space and without space. So we need to change it to have spaces. And then we should see if I go in somewhere and go back. I might have to refresh the whole page. One sec. I need like a page where it says like I'm doing stuff. So that's why. There you go. See, so now it's in order of how it should be. You see here, all these are now set where they should be. Fine. What I need to do, that's a new thing for my to-do list. Clone the most recent version of this page, but the public one that be on release, and add the development tools into that so I can have more realistically looking accurate image of it now. Because I'm testing this, and this, I mean, I've not tested this page in a while, to be fair, but I didn't have a need to. Once all the basics was working, although it seems not to work now. I feel like stuff's changed that much in that time. I also love it that the back and home buttons here don't exist right now. I love it. And that these aren't actually loading the data. They're not pulling what we're actually in. So what it should be saying is the category small arms, the type is a pistol, and the subtype is frame. And then the item would be one of these when clicked. And then that'll get your open year, your cost, and your status. And as you can clearly see, it's not doing that. Which leads me to believe this page is too old to be used as a testing page anymore, because it's not accurate anymore. So we will, yeah, so this was like, when was this made? Now you're scaring me with imagination of how long ago this was. This was made exactly to the current date. Oh my god. Day 11, 13, 14. Let's say day 14 of 60 days ago, just for sake of simplicity. So 56 days ago, I made this mock-up of how it wanted to look. I then did two branches. So you've got the public branch and you've got the dev branch. This is the dev branch. The dev branch has this little tool up here where I can type in key commands that just go run through a bit of code. So if I type 1, I'm looking for page 1, which should be categories. If I go for 3, it should take me to 3, which should be pistol in this case. If there's more than one category item, let me get the data that we took out yesterday, and we'll quickly demonstrate how this should look indeed. Okay, we've got the data. Now what I need to do is I need to take out the current data. Do this. And delete it. Paste that in a temporary doc. Grab the old data, copy that. And I want to put it in the dev environment. There we go. Update. I don't know if this will do it live. I'll tell you what, it definitely doesn't like me for changing it. Yeah. Because it can't find where it's looking now. Because I changed something so big. Okay, there you go. So you see all the different items that now in the public build that we don't have here. Although it doesn't seem to be able to pull them. That's actually strange. Wait a minute. Have I got the right data? Have I got the right data? 1 second. Items, let's just say nuclear. I have. Range. Oh, they don't have organ. They're not laid out with an order, so it's not got order 1 for the type of item, say pistol. And then inside of that, they've not got their own where it goes. Okay. So only pistol in that data for the dev environment here has orders. So what we're actually seeing here, guys, is it's overlapping constantly. So much so, I bet if I start here clicking, eventually I will get that 1 millisecond reaction and we'll manage to pull into something. What happens if I do 3? I just bug it. That's cool. That's cool. That's strange. Yeah, so this test data itself doesn't even work because it's changed so much in that time. Right. Well, I'm happy we actually found that out. I should get the live data and drag it over at some point. And then we can see what it looks like with the live data. And we can see the big difference. And that would be a cool thing to do. So if I go in aircraft and I'll go back. There you go. Change the data and it carried over straight away. That's cool. Yeah, so let's drop out of this for a second. Let's go back to our drawing board. I'm gonna make 5. It's end means environment. So basically get all the pages that have dev tools in them for testing and drag them back. Because there's two types of testing you can do, and one of them sucks like hell. You can use the debugger. I'm going to show you how that actually looks for a second. Okay, let me show you the debugger and why I then have these different ways of doing it. Okay, this is the debugger. This is a console. Okay. If we refresh this page, now we have all the data from this page. So these are all the items we're seeing here. And then if we go to global variables and we give it a good few seconds. Okay. So you can see here all the information it's loading in. And to navigate this is hell. So I made a faster way of doing it, which is those pages where I just make a duplicate page and then edit the core structure by adding in some tools that make console logs and print out data, and reading the console is easier than trying to find like company and then find a record or value. This page doesn't pull any data through clearly because it's not. What page am I on? Oh, I'm on just a blank page, so it's just getting the default data that's not created anything. That makes sense. States. So what can I access from here? That's California, that's Nevada. Yeah. It is tedious. It is tedious, and it's hell, is the way I word it. So if we flip back over to Draw.io for a second. I don't hate it, I'll word it that way, but I feel like it gets slower the more items an environment has. So let's say we have all, oh Jesus, 6,000 items. It took a few seconds for that to load then. That's got, at best, 100, maybe 200 items. 6,000? Then I'm going to navigate and find what I'm looking for? No. I'm not doing that with GDevelop. I would rather use the console log, specify what I'm looking for in a log, and find it by keywording it. Well, I don't hate it because it's a feature that's useful for small games. But my game is no longer small enough that makes sense or works. In fact, watch this, one sec. Let us go to the main menu. Right. Let us go here. We'll let Yasmin yell at me for not having any patch notes because there's no data to pull it from. Options. Just this page alone has more than enough issues to make my life hell. Right. Oh, there you go. See, you could be happy now. Is that correct? I don't speak this language. It's either got the right translation or not. The translators haven't gone in and checked I've put the right ones in the right place. Wait, where are you from again? I am right. You are from the Netherlands. Oh, you know, hang on. No, hang on. Yeah. Okay. Right. It's correct then. Yeah. Like as I flip through this, my own sake. Effect, isn't it? Yeah. Turn that back on. Yeah, well, it gets funny when you get to Japanese and you end up with like these weird. I thought these were those like ampersands AI used, but I got told no, they're not. I got told it's some sort of letter or something. I was like, oh, okay, because it uses like a not ampersand, an M dash. So when I first saw it, I was like, is that an M dash? Have I got to translate using AI? No. And I see this and I thought it was Chinese for a minute. I kid you not, I thought this was Chinese. I honestly was like, is this Chinese? It's not. It's in the name. You can see it's just different writing styles or something. Anyway, my point was this is tedious at best, and all these pages themselves have branches. In fact, here, right, this is the main menu now. Let's go look at the original game so we can see the difference. Need to open it through Steam. Library. And it's at the top in my favorites because it's easier to launch that way. I have 2,000 hours in this. Damn. Okay, you ready for the difference, guys? Yasmin and Yunoa, are you ready to see how batshit different this got? Okay then, let's switch to the other screen. So this is the current one you're seeing right now, and then the one that is 1.3.1 is here. Options, there's your options. See why an overhaul was needed? I did like making this though, this little this ticker that counts like random things. Might have to carry it over. Yeah, a lot different, isn't it? I'm actually surprised. Can we just acknowledge how it's handling 4K really well right now? Like, we've seen the build environment not handle it. This text is clear. I can read this. Even this is clear, and it's, I mean, it looks a little blurry, but it's right. Yeah, that's a key point, actually. I think the font styles are different because Japanese didn't work with what we wanted. The fonts are different. So I will argue, yeah, you're correct on that. But they're the same font family, they're just a different type in that family. I think. Now you're making me question myself. No, I think they are, yeah. But yeah, so you can see the difference, right? That's the 1.3.1 early access build. And then that's modern build. So I think we did better than we could have, in my opinion. I also just saw something that caught my eye. So for whatever reason, Steam said that the game is HTML. So now I'm confused. If I hover over the game when it's running, no, it's only OBS that calls it HTML. Strange. Not HTML. I'm also not a fan of how light I made this green. The original design doc for that green specifically was darker and more professional. I made it lighter because I didn't like how dark it was and how it looked the same. But it's green because it's a military themed idea, so green for military. There was consultation with one of the UI reviewers about it to ask them what they thought, and they said the green's too green. So there might be a new palette to be added. But yeah. The early access screen, yeah. I don't know if I want to overhaul it or something. It's a bit complicated. I can actually tell you how I made that menu, actually. Yasmin, are you still there? Because you'll find this funny. If we go back to this specific menu was made using HTML, and I just wrote it out that way very quickly instead of wireframing it up and all that. Because I knew what I wanted. I just made the 6 buttons, made the bottom buttons last on the list, have an extra bit of spacing, so times space by 2. And then I added the icons, and that was it. Honestly, it was the easiest thing. The only hard thing I had was trying to get it so I could have the border here and here without borders here. So yeah, I changed the green though, is what we were getting at. Like, I did change it because I wanted it more green. And here's the other thing. This isn't sexism. Just keyword for Twitch here and YouTube. Women, by nature, by biology, by whatever it is, you can see more colors than men. So, yeah, well, all I did was I made it in HTML and then I added the text in here. So the physical layout of this was made in HTML. And then all the buttons is a white 10% layer on top of that makes the effect of a click. So that's what you're seeing here. If we go into it, when you're clicking on stuff, that's what you're getting. This is the original build, bear in mind. Yeah, so I felt like the screen was too saturated though. But I think there was a reason behind the time. The other reasoning is you can see the button effect where it's got a bit of lighter green here, like a radial effect on each button. So you can see it with the radial effect here too. Well, a lot of mine I just did HTML, but yeah. No, I mean as in when you look at the green on the palette sheet, the green is like the green color of a Monster energy drink in the sheet. When you see it in the engine and how it was laid out here, it's not that color. I mean, I'm only saying that because I got the Monster energy drink that it's supposed to be based off in front of me, the Rio Punch. What color is it supposed to be called? I'm opening the dock to find out what type of green it's supposed to be. 66FF00 is what I've got on the dock. I drink it sometimes, especially when I have to get up early this morning as a boost my day. Let's go into paint then quickly. I'm going to show you what that color is, don't worry. I'm going to show you the colors just so this makes sense. Just bear with me. I am aware that I've just read off a random color and not explained what it is. Okay. Oh, paint doesn't... Oh. What is this? So this here is me drawing. Okay. No, that doesn't work. Clearly it can't capture paint. Range. Right, I'm getting a different way of doing this demonstration up. Photopea. We'll use Photopea. I wasn't going to do it on stream. I do use this occasionally as a cheap alternative to Photoshop. It's a lot easier, it's a lot nicer. And in my own opinion, it's my personal preference to use this in general. So... yeah, I mean every color is really... There's a diagram of how colors will look on different screens I've seen before. Let's just have a random project, shall we? Gonna make some little tiles, right? Okay. Here's this tile. I'm gonna change the color. 66FF00 was it I said? Yeah. That's the original color. And then there was another drafted one because we thought it was too light. What was 7FFFF00? That's got something wrong in there. I think it's 4 Fs instead of 3. 1 sec. Yeah. So you see how it's lime? So then it went like darker. So around here, for example. And you can see here this little tool where you can see the darkest and then the lightest. That gives you a palette radial of what colors you can get away with. Yeah. I'm having to use Paint 3D. Paint 3D. Oh. I remember at college we had the T-level students were making wireframes using Paint, but they had the software to do out the exam. We happened to use Paint. And I was so disgusted by hearing that. I went straight to the pastoral guy and I said to him, look, I don't want to sound funny. I don't want to cross my lane, but that is the dumbest shit I've heard in the past 10 years of my being in education to this depth in IT specifically. And there's no way on God's green earth if I said that to the exam board would be like, yep, sounds acceptable. Because the exam boards specify what software you have to use and they're not using it. And then this is how I found out this. He said, they're using Paint to do that? Even when I did the exams like that, I didn't have to use Paint. He had done graphics design. So at least he understood it straight away as an issue. Then the day after, I got a phone call from the woman leading that. And then she comes and sees me. She's like, you should have come to me, not to him. And I was like, I don't know you. I don't even know you existed till this moment. All I know is you made a poor decision. And, you know, there it is. The only issue we then ran into that I heard about was you could make the wireframe using an online account and then access it from home and do the work from home instead of in the exam environment. So I could see that issue. So they had to download the software locally and lock it off the internet, but for login, but not for cloud syncing, which is easier said than done. But in fairness, Jeff came to me and I was like, here, you just turn off this port and that's it. Just turn off the port that's trying to reach through. And that's all that had to be done. Instead of using Paint. Paint was a stupid idea and it was going to set people up to fail if they'd have gone forward that. And I'm convinced if I had said something to the pastoral guy, it would have happened. And if it had happened, that would have been people's year wasted on that stupid exam and having to resit it because of that. Oh, yeah, no. I understand some stuff gets difficult in these exams, especially with AI and cloud syncing from home, be able to access it from home. The solution isn't to make it impossibly difficult for the student to do it by teaching them one tool and then having them use Paint. Or worse, not teaching them at all, having them draw it in Paint, and then going into industry using fucking Paint to make wireframes. Because if you're using Paint to do it, I mean, it's not professional. You're not going to get a job learning it to do it in Paint, put it that way. So, yeah, that's Dan's rant of the day. So yeah, so the greens. It does need a new palette. I won't lie on that topic. I mean, if we were to look at the palette, can't remember what it's called now. I used it in college all the time long ago. There it is. That's it. Colors Co. So you get like up to 6 of them. Start generating. So one of the things you would do is you go in here, you would find your palette. I'm just going to eyeball this. We'd say that's our fixed color. Loved my teacher first year and hated my second year teacher. He let me down. I wanted needed. Second year he wanted me to do really awkward wireframe online, and I said, no, I'm drawing it. I'm not doing your BS, and we'll just scan it. Yeah. As long as you've got physical proof that you've done it, it's not an issue. I'm not joking you when I say this. I'll have to find it for next stream. In fact, let me show you in this way. Let's go back to Photopea. When I did my first game design doc, they wanted a wireframe of it for the exam board. And I basically got like this, but obviously A4 paper. And I went like this, right? Here's my button, right? Am I typing? Game. And then And that was it. That got me an A star. Because they didn't care about like, having the graphics in the background and everything. So on paper, I drew that. Game name, start game with a button. And then I drew very basic, like, simplified explanations. And then when you actually saw the game, it was drastically different. The wireframe was only a... So you've got pass, merit, distinction in the UK, you know. Pass is the basics. The wireframe drawing was the pass, so yeah. Well, I wasn't going to spend what limited time I had making a wireframe of the main menu that literally had one button, one game name, because in the exam environment, you're not going to make it complex. And although, when I say exam, I don't mean we're sat in a room every day. We could go home and work on this. We could do it at any time, anywhere. So, why was there only one button? Because the requirement specification for that course... Let me pull it up so I can read it to you. I've probably still got it. It was course 22, or unit 22, sorry. Let's go see. Unit... I definitely still have this somewhere. Where is it? Oh, I'm looking in the wrong folder. Oops. Oops. Try again. I'll just Google this. Right, here we go. Okay, kids, we're going to read this to you, right? So this unit, credit-wise, is worth 10. 60 guided learn hours. Now this has changed slightly since I did it, so, you know, bear that in mind. Here's what you need to understand to do this. Understand game platform types, so you've got PC, console, arcade, web browsers, virtual reality streaming. Understand the hardware behind that. Understand the software, so drivers, operating systems, platform dependencies, sound API, graphic API. So most games use OpenGL or WebGL. DirectX for Steam is sort of the usual things. For sound, it's OpenAL, Java Sound API, or Web Audio API. Those are your common ones. And here it is. You ready for this? So to get a pass on this course, you need to do the following. Describe a game platform types with some appropriate use of subject terminology. So that's a pass criteria. Describe hardware, again with terminology. Describe software, again with terminology. Apply techniques to connect platform configuration device, yada yada. I'm going to skip all that. Now then, to make a game that would pass, this is what you had to do. Most people made a platform game, right? So imagine here, all they did, and it had to last so long to be qualifying for it. I need a clear screen. That's what I need. Okay. So this is all they did. We're going to go for a small window. Zoom in. This is literally how they got distinctions or merits on it. Platform, 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 platform. I don't know. Well, yeah, have some physics with that, I guess. Have a ladder here that, you know, you can climb the wall or whatever. Have a finishing point up here. Okay. Have a weird cube here. Okay, that would be a pass at best. So you start here, gotta jump, you gotta climb up here, somehow get over this. Maybe some special effect, jump, boom, 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 whatever. Right? That would be a pass to a merit based on the criteria. From what I'm reading. Now I want to find the version I had to do, because none of this is correct for me. Yeah, they no longer teach at my college. That's how old this was. Oh, who was it by? It wasn't AQA, was it C? Cambridge qualification? No, OCR. It was OCR. Okay, it is Cambridge. Where is it? Unit 22, developing computer games. Right. Which now has become data management, which is how much it's changed. The unit's different in meaning. Okay, let's see if we can pull the original. Yeah, I had Person's BTEC for level 1, but then it changed after that. I'm actually finding it hard to get this to show it, which is annoying me, actually. I've probably still got the game I made somewhere, bear in mind. So, you know, maybe someday we'll show it on stream and you can all criticize it. Trying to find the file, and I feel like I'm banging my head on a wall trying to find this. On my Berry College is where I went. It's not there. That file has nothing in it. We're off to a great start there. Yeah, it's quite complicated. Here we go. I've got the official book now. And it's 10 pages and none of it's relevant to me. Level 2, Unit 2. Yeah, it's 10 credits. Cool. Assessment criteria. You ready to hear this? Know the different types of computer games. Understand the impact of computer games on society and individuals. Be able to design a computer game. Be able to test and document a computer game. Right? I did all that perfectly fine, and I got the distinctions on that. So, the only requirements, right, for a game was that the game had to have the following. Let's have a see. It doesn't even say what it has to have. See, one of the big things is it's the teacher that gets to decide ultimately what they want, and the examiner can agree or disagree. So the game had to have at least 5 bits of content, was what I got told. It had to have at least some functionality, some form of progression, some form of start, some form of end. And that's pretty much it. The official wording of this is as follows. Learners should be taught how to design computer games linked to the teaching content. They should be able to prepare a design specification to include their working levels. The learners could create their own design using software or other resources, e.g. paper-based games or computer-based, etc. You could, in theory, make a fully paid, like Monopoly, and that would count. Yeah, well, you've got to forget, Yasmin, it is until you get to distinction. The distinction to achieve that, you had to create objects, characters with specific computer games, and for that's for D1. For D2, you had to produce detailed technical documentation for your game. So actually, the documentation of my game, I had 81 pages of explanation of my code, and so it's not as easy as it sounds. Trying to see if I can find the file for it. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to pull up the record. I've got safe use of a mobile phone as a PowerPoint. Oh, okay. Web analytics 5.1.6. Nope, not that. I like how he's sidetracked into this. Yeah, I got triple D, triple D on my last unit, double D for the other, and then a single D, because that's how it works. Level 1, level 2, level 3. I don't know if I agree with that logic, but you know. In other words, I didn't fail any of them at all. In fact, I got the highest possible in a way. What is Berry Contract College? Oh! That's emails of staff that I want to keep in touch with. Like references or, you know, because obviously I've already left and there's already been like half the staff team no longer works there. And I'm saying like, you said what, sorry? Half them are gone? Like, oh jeez. By the time I'm done, the reference from them is getting terrible. 3 separate ones, yeah. In reality though, I had, oh Jesus. Level 1, 4, level 2, 6, level 3, don't even ask me, I can't count. They're all sub qualifications that add up to one big qualification. Is the oversimplification I'm going to give you. Because why make life easy? I remember making a bakery website as a task, so that was a cool thing to do. Made a proper bakery website as a demo. You could go on there, you could see what's in stock, you could reserve, or you could go in store, just pick it up. And the staff had a way of editing what's in stock and their current price, and that was the simplest project ever. The stupidest thing I ever made was Enigma. I made a digital version of Enigma machine. Absolutely regret even trying to do that now. Oh, I've got a copy of my attendance report. Do you want to hear my attendance, guys? I've got a copy of my 2023 attendance report. Although I kind of can't read it, actually. I'd have to count it myself because it's not got the full... Can I click edit and can I fix the image in this? Because if the image still exists... Because it's cropped off the bottom where the percentages are. No, I can't. What I can see is I had a lot of literal absences. Yeah, my attendance wasn't good that year. And I still got a distinction. Oh god. Let's have a see. I feel like I've deleted all my college files by accident at one point and not noticed till just now. So everything I have is on cloud. Those are the only zips in that file. That folder. What zips are in here? Music. Game save is in a zip for some reason. From an error report. Some game assets, some buttons, some... A lot of prototype stuff. Oh, yeah. Here, I'm going to show you something that now isn't in use, but might be a bit cool. System NOS. I cannot remember why we made it this way or what the thought pattern was here, so forgive me on that regard. However, we had to build a command level UI using like a very simplistic system. So basically, right, we made a very modern one that uses actual software. The client turned around and said, I heard of this new trend, I want it to look like this, and I had to go learn a whole new library and everything changed. That won't render because that's not gonna work that way. Is that the correct place? Yes, it is. Okay. How do I get this to show this? Is it gonna count as a game capture? It counts as a game capture, what? Okay. There you go, very basic system. We had to build this shit. And you can do with the arrow keys, or you can actually just click. This is a simulation of how it should run. So you can pick which type of user you want. Also want operator. I forgot if you have caps lock on in the lowercase buttons, so yeah. So this was basically for a system. I cannot remember for the love of me what map stood for now. I guess it was multiple access point or something stupid, but anyway, there you go. It's just a simulation of a software prototype. They made a command line so you could do up time. Is it quit or exit? I think it's quit. No, it's exit. Yeah. Yeah, we made this. Strangest thing I have ever had to learn to make. You'd think with the modern era you wouldn't want stuff like that, but I was paid handsomely to learn to make it. That's just the prototype that I can show you. I can't show you the actual one, but yeah. What else have I got on here? Okay, I've got the bakery site demo. So perhaps I still have bakery, guys. Let's have a look. C drive, repos. I want repos. Where's repos kept again? If I click save as, where's this going to take me? Oh, it's on my desktop. No, that's not it then. Then a folder in a folder on my desktop. That's not it. That doesn't exist anymore. Like I'm now looking for a file. I got one of my university projects I could show, I guess. Where's that? This work. Because the most recent thing I was working on, and there's two things actually. So the one that was supposed to happen was with a German company. It was to do their transport infrastructure app. I don't know why that really fell through, but it did. So there's that. And then we worked on one that hasn't fallen through, so I shall not talk about it because it's still ongoing and it is very sensitive because it involves people's very personal data, so I shall not dare validate that contract. I'm enjoying that one though. So one of the things I like about that is while I'm working on it, what I've found is GDPR is a pain in the ass, and keeping people's data of that nature secure, you know, it's crazy. You know, I think I spent a week writing out documentation on how people should access the software and use it safely. Because the last thing I want to hear on the news is this place has a data leak because someone doesn't use it right. But we shall see. It's one of the things I do enjoy, writing documentation. Okay, question for chat then. Should we change the color palette for the game then, for the menu? Specifically for those buttons in the menu. I know, I just think it's a bit too bright now. I think it needs tweaking a bit. See if I still have, well, I should still have obviously, but let's find the main menu file where the UI is laid out. Let's have a see what colors it's set to right now. It should be the easiest thing to do because it's on my desktop in a very obvious folder. There it is. Pages. And it's going to be main menu. Main menu. Okay, let's have it in a simulation version. Okay, here's the sim of it. This is running in HTML. This is a demonstration version, so bear that in mind. I know why it's doing that. Give me a second. Yeah, so it's got it set to hide its values. So we'll do that quickly. Refresh the page. There you go. So let's first see. So we've got this green here. Maybe the body. Border, that's the background. That's this green just to check. Yeah, that's this green. Okay, paste it back. Well, one of the new things that needs adding to this is the language bar. I think this is the right page for it. Yeah. So this is unfinished too. You see how it's going to be slowly added. This is just so when you open the game, you can quickly change it in the main menu. See how it's going to settings and doing it. I was playing around with either having the chamfers on this or having rounded borders. Still not sure which one I like more. I also just realized it's hiding the text again because it's how the file's currently written. Wondering why it does that is so when I go into a photo editor, I can put it with the correct font to see if I like how it looks, the layout, and it's big enough to fit the font in the game. There you go. It takes a case of turning it on. Express space, you have an exit button. Yeah. Okay, let's see then. So in this, the exit button should still be separate to the rest in terms of yeah, class is different. So if we went to the, I need to open this in Visual Studio if I want to properly edit this. Okay, let's do it in here for a second to see if it so that's this. We want to do it with this. So we'll add a margin, the top margin. I'll say 20 pixel. 20 feels too much. 15 or maybe 10. 10 it is then. Like that. This is a mock-up. I'll have to do it differently when I actually come to doing it. Locky. I kind of see what you mean, yeah. That's why this new game has a distinction, different colour. It's got a primary colour, is what we call it. Does this work at all? I mean, it does cycle through them, to be fair. These might be a bit small. Right, let's start with the first one. So we changed the margin to it. Margin. Where is it? Okay, so the cards for these are 220 wide for some specifically weird reason. So I made them 250. This is going to get rid of this, bear in mind, because we only did the local. Yeah. Let's make them 300. That'll make them stand out a little. So two of the things that I want to point out with the game, though, with having these on the left, is the way it will work out if the language is right on your system is there's a simple Java bit of code that will say, what's your default language on your system? And it will change it to that if it exists on this by default. Those three buttons are important ones, and the rest like that are... Okay. Okay, I've got an idea then. We're going to edit this on the Visual Studios editor, and we're going to see if we can make it better. There's a few ways we can do this. So let's switch screens to that. Visual Studios. Right. Maybe a bit too zoomed in. So what you're saying is, by the way, the script doesn't actually go in the game. For anyone wondering, the script is just when I'm viewing to test it. I think the script only does the exit function really as well. Anyway, right, we're looking for languages. Center deck. So you're saying these and these should all have spaces in between, right? So you've got the AIO button, which I think is called from a default style sheet. Yeah, it definitely is. And then you've got MM button, which is not called from a default style sheet. It's called from in here. Up here. Yeah. What we're going to do, we're going to have it done this way. We'll have MM button. This is a very quick way of solving this. MM button 2. Okay. And then the danger button. I think isn't in here. I think that's also a MM exit is in here though. Yeah. Right, we've changed that. So now all I need to do is make this MM button 2. And in theory, if I then jump over here, sorry, I know that's made that look a bit weird on the window there, but bear with me. We refresh the page. I think that should be 10. That should stay 15. Let me quickly do that little change. No, 5. It doesn't need to be huge, it just needs to be obvious there's a gap. Okay, what do you think of that? It doesn't look as obvious now, that gap. While you're on about that, so let's see. So yeah, you can see the colour lining up on it. Few ways to fix this, I think. What if we did it a bit different though? Hang on. What if we go back into the code? Now bear in mind, I'm making very, very crappy edits here. As Yasmin can definitely tell you. I'm just making simple changes just to make life easy to demonstrate this. Have that button, but we then have this. We say that this is second color. And all this is going to be background is equal to, and then we need to get the value, so 1 second. You need to bear with me a second, I need to find what it already is. We can get it from here, easier. What color are you by default? By default, it is 002762. What? That makes sense. Once I read that again. 002706. Yeah, I was going to say 62 made no sense. I think I clicked on something else, or I just read it wrong. I don't know. Let's jump back over here then. And let's go into palette. Okay, so that's the current color. Let's have a same color, but have it maybe be like this. I have an idea. I'm actively following the pattern here, what I think it could be. And let me just say important. It needs to be capitalized, isn't it? Yeah, just remind me, does the important need to be... yeah. That needs to remind me, as it doesn't need that. It needs that after that. Cool. Right. If I then go into this, refresh this. That doesn't seem to have changed the color. Yeah, just bear with me a second. I'm actively, like, messing with it right now. Oh, I'm an idiot. Big idiot right here. Copy that. Go down to here again. And then all I need to do in these... Okay. In theory, this should then prioritize this. Save. Wait. Yeah, no, that's right. Okay, the color's not perfect, but let's show you this. What do you think? Making not just a definition between them, but, you know, a difference. Now, this is what I was doing in here. It looked better in here than it does on there to me. Maybe we just find a different color, and as we shift through, we'll find a nice balance. Let me go change it again and see if this looks any better. This is the joy of it. You can be... Now it looks a bit too close, I think. In fact, not just that, it doesn't have the hover effect anymore. Because the hover effect is almost the same, so it doesn't like... And it's also important colour, so it's obviously on top of it anyway. Yeah. Yeah, it gives an obvious vibe of, you know, important, less important, not so important. Huh, okay. Let's play around with these colours first then. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna grab the colours, right? So bear with me a second. Right, I'm gonna do it this way. Give me that tab. Okay. It'd be easy just to have the tab on one screen, have this on the other, so. Okay, so we're gonna have primary button, effect. So the basically new game effect button, right? That's gonna be... looks like this. Then you've got this. Now then we've also got this. Yeah. And then the last on the list is we've got the red. The red's actually coded into... so the default red is this. Oh, is this. Although in reality it's actually more this, yeah. Right. And then when it's hovered, it becomes something like this. So, let's have a see. We're gonna go left to right so it looks nice together. I think this needs to be a little darker. So then this needs to be a little darker. And I feel like it doesn't need to be as dark as it needs to be less obviously saturated. The red I think's fine. I don't have a big issue with the red. So let's get the background color, because red's fine. Red's like a default standard color of red for, I think, colorblind people's the justification on that one. Remember correct? Don't hold my feet to the fire on that, because I don't remember when I decided it anyway. I was probably drunk when I was deciding to pick a specific color. I probably wasn't actually, knowing me. I was probably just bored out of my brains. Surface 1, which means it's 111612. Right, let's copy you, put you here. Copy you, put you here. Right, I forgot. Copy you, put you here. And then let's get surface 1, which is this. Yep, that looks right. So, long as this is not darker than this, you know what I mean, this should be fine. Now, I want this to be a little darker itself. If I want you a little darker as well, then this could be like this. So then let's copy that and let's make it so. Let's copy you. Click on these. Make that so. Click on this. Sure that's updated. Yeah. Then grab you. Update that. Okay. And we'll see how this looks now. One second, I need to save something first before I edit this. Okay, and then we can close that dock, close that dock. Then I want to show. I had too many windows open, you see, so I'm trying to find it now, and it's really a nightmare. There we go. That would be the colors. Now I'll zoom in just so it's a bit more obvious. Although zooming will affect the quality, but I think we got it there. What do you think? I'm really close to the micro now because I'm really close to the monitor to look at the colors. Do you like it to a degree? Just the border needs to be fixed on it. What do you guys think of that color then? Let me know. I have a question about color. Are you going for an army green? Army green. Yeah, so the original game had the very, I kept saying saturated, I'm not sure it's really saturated, but you know what I mean, that kind of green, and we want a bit more vibrant green, to a certain degree, obviously. So, green vibes. It does a bit, yeah. Yeah, it does. So, I'm working on another game, and that menu looks a lot nicer than this. Because it's not fixed to green, so that menu can actually be user-friendly and all these different things, whereas right now the green's the green, so I gotta make sure it's greens that are, you know, friendly. Stock goes boom color. Yeah. I did also just see your message you sent. I know it's a while ago, but yeah, I do see it. They're very stuck together, the text. To fix that, even if I fixed it, I suspect that it wouldn't make a difference, unfortunately. I suspect. Because in this, it's HTML. I can do that to days. It's when you put it in there and you got all the different languages and all the spacing, and let's say before the translators even notice it when they have to go and do the review of the actual game soon. I know the Japanese one will have his opinions on how letters should be spaced, because he already has them. And even though I pay him to give me a translation, not opinions of design, I do understand that maybe for someone Japanese, having the text spaced out a bit is complicatedly unnecessary for them. Also depends on the type of monitor and scaling it per monitors, and I don't think they even have a feature built in to let you do it in the first place natively. So much so we're going to find out if they do or not. Let's find out, chat. Let's see if they do have a feature or not. Once and for all, let's settle this. So we're going to jump over to GDev. And we're going to find out. Okay. Right, we're going to zoom in on the palette and we're just going to create a simple piece of text. Okay. We're going to intentionally make this text a bit large just so we can see it in fairly good detail. Oh, jeez. Okay, there's my comically large piece of text for demonstration. And these are all the options I've got, you see? So... yeah. The way I can fix it is I can edit the regular Roboto font pack, I guess, but that would be hell. That is a fact I gotta consider, because even if I switch to, say, Ukrainian for a second here, I'm not gonna type anything specific, we're just gonna do some gibberish. Okay. I've got all those letters, and that's not including every other language and all their alphabets, so... I feel like text is let down a bit in this. I think, though... yeah, see, I could do it this way. See there, it says spaced out. But, as you can clearly see, I have to then write in BB code. And that's not very practical for a game when values are changing and stuff. There's no native one where it can just be any text, doesn't matter what it is, it just applies in here. So much so I don't think there's even an event to create for it. So if I was to say edit you... yeah, see, it's no, there's word wrapping. What's that look like? No, it doesn't do it. I don't think it did. It doesn't do anything. The only way I think that would do anything is if I make this smaller. Maybe it changed. Yeah. That's not doing what you want it to do. Nope. That quickly, just check it's working right. Yep, it's working right. The word wrapping just breaks it. Right, yeah, it's no easy fix for it. That's the annoying thing. There's no easy fix. The easy fix is to make it in 4K. But if we just rewind for a second here, according to Steam's own statistics, most gamers are on 1080p. So it's made in 1080p for that exact reason. It's not made in 4K for that specific reason. And this is just one of the unfortunate events of that being the case. Sucks, really. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. I mean, in this, it's not fused together. What it will be is, I believe, on good authority, we jump over to that, these specific text values are, yeah, they're bold. So what's happening here is thick already, right? We switch to, oh, I'm switching Ukrainian, oops, regular. They've all changed because they're all the same text value. We demonstrate that. Perhaps that looks better to some degree. Doesn't really. I've got a few ways I can fix this though. My first suspicion, it's not pure white, is it? Apparently it is. Which I'm not convinced it is, but apparently it is. It is just blurry by default. For size, I'm gonna guess. Is it an odd number size? An even number? Like, what's the size on this? 14. Make it a bit bigger, see if that makes a difference. Doesn't really change it. Yeah, I've not got a solution to that. I don't know what you think, but even changing it to 15 in size just to test it, I mean... Okay, no, an odd number seems to work better, but obviously you can see it's not then centered properly because it's an even spacing, so... I'm guessing the even number math is just not working right. I don't know. I think the board wasn't helping. I think that's a bit better. Could just be a font pack issue then, maybe? Let me fix these real quick, because we're in here anyway. I've got a very quick solution to fixing those. I already know what the code was for it, so local add event below. I need this on one screen so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm looking for the category first. So the category value text. Let me just do this so I can check it's working right. If I change that to T by default, is this going to go to T? Okay, cool. So I need to code this out, don't I? I need two types of way of doing this. So first off, if the nav tag... Okay. I'm going to demonstrate this. We're going to go through and we're going to edit this as we go along. Okay. We don't need that. Don't need my code, so we can minimize that. So what we're going to have, right, that's the value for that. We're going to have one that says none. Oh, wait, no, I need the language pack, though, for nons. Ah. Sucks already. Nah, I'm not going to change this. What I was going to do is I was just going to tell it to pull the data from these. Because these are already the words that are correct. So just category equals this, type equals this, subtype equals this. Now, bear in mind, these are all the same item types, so they're literally nav location. So you might be like starting to say, how's one object being four different things? Simply put, they all have their own variable, so an ID. That saves a lot of optimization. Instead of having all different values, these are all the same thing, just with different IDs. And then the IDs are single digit or 2 digits. A lot more efficient than having 15 items on a grid. I do love this artifacting that's going on here, though. The corners have got some white, weird effect going on. I couldn't possibly explain how that happened, unless it's because the effect isn't working right, or it's not applying right, or something's going weird. That is a strange issue. That's not code, that's just engine. Something's going wrong in the engine for the image to not handle corners right. Yeah, have you ever seen this before where your engine for when you made your game did this to a corner? Because it's a weird thing. In fact, I can see for a fact that there is a pixel more than here, so it's a clear engine artifact because they're supposed to be equal angles anyway. No. No, this is some weird bug that's happened. Alright, so it's supposed to be that. This is missing a pixel. It's a weird artifact, or the image got corrupted, or something else happened. And because it's part of the dev system, it's not an issue to fix, because the correct image value is actually okay. It's just on here it shows up as an issue. So if you get really close to these, they do look blocky though. I do agree. They're the bold fonts, so I think the font's a bit too bold is what we're looking for. A bit like a, it's probably a 700, maybe a 600, so yeah. Well, there's discussions about another UI change already. I've just said to the UI advisor, which is just like an independent person I paid to come in and look at the whole game and suggest changes, especially for people with disabilities and that. They're already suggesting changes, a bit like what you just said, but also in cosmetic appearances, how it looks to the user, and allowing the user to change it for free. Obviously, not like cosmetic isn't like buying an item, no, as in like having little tidbits, little features, little interesting things you can mess around with. But I've already said to them that can't be this update, that's going to have to be another update in the future. So yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one is how I'll word it. Maybe it is, but it's one of those like updates which would just be for appearance changes. And right now we're focused on the core mechanics, right? This is a revive in a way of like taking all that feedback we got from the original build. And I won't shy away from it. Most of the feedback's like negative about the game, which is great for me because it helps me know what's going wrong. So, and knowing what's wrong allows me to fix it. But then you got some unreasonable expectations from people like, I want Japanese in the game, and then they complain it's not in the game quick enough. And it's like, how do you want me to put Japanese in that quick? I gotta get a translator, and you gotta go through a lot of processes to make sure it works right. So, yeah. It's one of those. But yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, it's definitely another update. It's not going to be something that comes out now. It's just like little effects of the UI, little changes, this and that. It's not a big issue. It'd be a nice way to polish the UI. Don't get me wrong, but this update is coming out on the 20th, rain or shine. So, you know, it needs to come out on the 20th. I think we're going to take a break and delve into a game though. I want to stop talking about this. My brain, I'm thinking too many ideas. See what we're going to do. I'm going to take a break. I've only got an hour now, and then I need to do some cleaning. And then after my cleaning, I will come back later on this evening, around 5 or 6. So we'll delve back in then. But I think a healthy break is probably needed. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at playing... What should I play? What should I play? Tempted to do some kingdoms and castles. We'll do some Manor Lords, but I want to take a little break from that for today. We'll do some Manor Lords tomorrow, maybe. King of Castles, maybe. What else is there? Surviving Mars, maybe. Airport Sim. Or Airport CEO, maybe. Actually, I know. The Tenants would be a cool one to play, but I want to do that another time. Yeah. We might play the Tenants today, guys. We might jump into some of the Tenants and have some fun with that. Oh no, I'll keep that for every day. I'll keep that for every day because I know why I want to. I got to save on there. I don't want to lose for now. I need to back it up. Turmoil, no. Transport fever, no. Trying to work this out now. I'm just staring at games. I'm not sure what I want to play now. I might play Jurassic Park would be cool. I feel like it's too in-depth for a stream. Although, store page. 1 second. Did I get Jurassic Park free or did I forget to buy it while it was on sale? Can't remember if I decided not to or what. You see. I feel like I decided not to because of the price. Just staring at this right now. Add to cart. We'll come back to that tomorrow because I have to download it. And it's how big is the game? At least 25 gig. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and make people wait for that. That'd be a cool thing to play though. I've got Jurassic Park 2, but I want to do 3 because I've finished 2 all the way through this point. So I feel like being a dead horse in a way to play that again. Right. We are going to play, I think, Airport CEO. So, without further ado, let's open Airport CEO. I'm going to quickly change the titles for the streams now, don't worry. For the YouTube one, you guys are going to get a little tweak in it to say both titles. For Twitch, you're just going to get it as Airport CEO now because we've already done the development part. Although we really did nothing, so when I come back later, we're going to do some code because we need to get some stuff done. So you're going to get employee. Dave. Twitch. I love how when I type Twitch in every time it just goes to Bosch. That's how often I look at his channel. That's how often I'm on his channel, that Twitch just comes straight to Bosch, doesn't even show me. That's sad. Right. Okay. Let's turn on the game share. And of course that doesn't work. Oh, no it does. It just has to be tabbed out to work apparently. Right. I do absolutely hate the clicky noise from hovering over these. Graphics. What in God's green earth is that selected for? Yes. Screen resolution was tiny as hell. I don't know if it makes a big difference because clearly it wasn't that size literally. It could have been a bug. Windowed? No, Windows looks terrible. Press images. No. Save. Okay, gameplay settings. Let's have a see quickly. Okay, cool. We're going to change the music because I'm getting a bit sick of that stupid loop. Okay. New airport. Right. Get mail. Try and get my chin. Yaz is so going to disagree with how I designed this, isn't she? Because none of these are going to look like me perfectly. I'll do. Do that way. Right, let's pick a location. Okay, guys and girls, where in the world should we go? Where on planet Earth should we reside our little airport? Any suggestions? Madagascar. Madagascar. Okay. They all one airport here? Oh, there's 2 airports, so there's 3 actually. Where's the 3rd one then? Ah, right, there's 2 there. So there's tropical, warm, rare, very humid. Okay. Well, probably go Madagascar then. Man for Madagascar. MDA. I can make it a ticket. Oh, that's actually cool. Then we're going with that. We're going with that. Large map. I'm not going to mess with that. We're going to go easy because I've not played this for years and I'm going to suck at it otherwise. So this will be hell, won't it? MDA. The bright side, it's not 4 letters, otherwise we could get rid of MDMA. That's the name of this, honestly. Loading game mode. Why is this tick forever? I don't recall it being this slow. Although I've never played Madagascar, so I'm going to imagine it's going to load some stuff I've never loaded before. Because, you know, I never thought to play Madagascar, but someone over here had to be creative. .699 frames per second. 770. And my frames per second in the top left are insane right now. Okay, pause the time, skip the introduction, thank you game. I don't know if this looks like Madagascar or not, but I'll bite that it does. Right, so we got our worker depot and our little structure for concrete or whatever. You asked, don't blame me. Listen, I reserve the right to blame you, while also asking you to pick something terrible to then blame you for picking. I think that's a perfectly reasonable approach and is totally productive to being a good streamer, you know? Because when has blaming your audience ever gone wrong, eh? Okay, I'm going to suspect most people in Madagascar need a buzz line, so that's where the buzz line's going to go. We're going to need to build a terminal now. Right. Now then, I want to design this to be at least realistic. So I think... Oh, I forgot you have to do it like this, don't you? Get rid of all that then, that's terrible. Can I build over this? Nope. Who... Ah, there it is. Okay, who designed it to be so annoying? So that would be 10. So 24 by 10 feels like a reasonable amount. And then we'll do 24.5. 24.5. If it's not good enough for penguins, it's good enough for you. If it's good enough for penguins, it's good enough for me. Okay. Okay, fine. If the penguins are happy, I have to be happy, apparently is now the new rule on the channel. Just to check, who surveyed the penguins? Just out of pure curiosity. Like, did you travel out there and ask the penguins yourself? Like, you know. Make a hole here temporarily on each side just so they can get through the construction zone. Right, we're gonna have large doors because, you know, why not? And then while they're building that, we're going to need some road infrastructure. So there you go, there's the road. Pause time again, I just realized. I've never read this before. I've played this game. Also, who ends an email with --Greg? I've never seen that before. It's an email. Where is it? Operations, and it's workmen. And we'll sign a contract with Brickley, because that's a great name for a company. Brickley, I'm going to need 120 workers. Okay, the airport needs to be operational within a day, so hopefully Brickley will lay the bricks a bit quickly, eh? Why can't I place this? That's an entrance, that's a road. Okay, good. I want me some road. That's good. I want me some road, good. I then want a road to eventually go up here. In fact, I'll do it 2 over. Just to be a bit, you know. Then we need the secure area, which involves putting down a fence. At least I thought it did. I don't think... Yeah, we can't access security yet. So, I don't remember how you do that. I feel like we need to first go to our board. No, research, operations, R&D. I'm doubting if you are getting the reference, but animated movie of Madagascar. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. I was just saying, if they're happy, I'm happy is now the standard here. That'll take an hour to do. There's no one to work on that because we don't have an office yet, so bear that in mind. And we've not got the people yet because they're all stuck behind this stupidity. How much supplies are you delivering? Okay, the people are here now anyway, so... Oh, no they're not because there's 2 more buzzes to go. Yeah, as in like going there and asking them yourself because they speak English in the film. You seem to be able to speak English, so my assumption is, you know, you went and surveyed them. I'm going to delete that from the main entrance, and instead what we're going to do, we'll have the sidewalk be there. And then we'll build a bus stop on either side. And then we'll have taxi stops. Okay. In all fairness, they've built that in a day. It's only 12 PM and they've already built the building. If only actual engineers were that fast, and, you know, construction workers and inspectors and, I don't know, at that point, anyone. Right. Now then, here gets to be the fun part. I want to work this out. I need bathrooms in the non-secure and the secure area, won't there? So what I'm finding in my head is we're going to have this area here have to be the main terminal. This is going to grow oh so much by the time we're working on this. How can there be a performance report? Oh, okay. Anyway, pause time real quick. I want to do a few things now, right? So in these areas here, we're going to build an office here and a staff room here. I'm going to divide that off. Have some bathrooms at this point. You're all good, Yaz. Welcome to the new bit of the stream. Welcome to Dan of Madagascar Airlines, courtesy of our resident penguin. I'm going to find out after stream now that penguin is somehow an insult when I've insulted you. I hope it's not an insult, penguin, but you never know. I'll have some vending machines. I'm sure vending machines will make people happy when they're stuck in an airport. Okay, if I stop rotating it. I saw an idea for a game the other day, right? In a blog. I go on YouTube and I see some like nice video about this game, but it's got this AI voice, and I was like, damn it! Someone already had this idea or made it. And now I'm like, damn, I don't want to make it because I feel like a copycat if I make a game like that. It was so simplistic though. I was so excited to do it because of how simple it was. And now I find out it's already been done and I can't do it for that reason. Feels too copycat-like. Oh. Okay, I've got an idea here. Box this in, but have this like so. Okay, staff. We need check-in and stuff. We don't have that available yet. So we need a office down here. So this needs to be a staff room. More importantly, a staff zone, including the damn door. I need at least 3 desks, so I'll make 3 for now. You're implying that something doesn't work, but said waddle's outrageous. Yasmin, you waddle. In fact, I know a lot of people that waddle, so it's never just you this way. Like I pointed at you and I'm like, hang on a minute. Who doesn't waddle? I feel like nearly everything. The way it eventually worked out. Yeah, I want to build that idea though. It was a cool idea. I'm just disappointed I didn't think of it first. Although I could definitely do it differently. I mean, the way he's doing it is cool, but not different. Yeah. And because it seems to be a popular idea now all of a sudden as well. You know. True, but then the dog waddles for you. Like a group of waddlers. A herd of waddles. Operations. What type of person does this? Administrators. Okay. Staff. I need to hire me. Administrators. And I want skilled ones, because then I can train them easier. And I got 3 of them straight away. Okay. We got the bathrooms. Funny thing is they're linked into the secure area without, proper authority to be, so... Oh, no, not there. Do that. Right. We've already got vending machines, and here's the fences I was looking for, so they're not part of security. I'm now happy to know that. I'm just going to build it all the way to the perimeter because I feel like it needs to be at that rate. Okay, cool. You can't tell I've left this block here out of it because of its measurement. Although I shouldn't have, because look. You know what? We'll count it. We'll count it. Now I want to see a video of you and your dogs walking together. Because either I'm 100% right and the dog copies you and therefore it waddles with you, or I'm 100% wrong and that will make for the most interesting thing ever. Hang on. That's facing the wrong way. Three of them. Like an obnoxious airport CEO. Let's have 6 sinks. There's a gap in between. Right. Those got, yeah, they got stalls. Okay, I was gonna say, I was looking at it like, have they got stalls? I'm skeptical this bathroom makes sense or would safely work for a billion reasons. However, we have built it, so let's replicate it over here then. At the urinals like so. That's not a urinal, that's a urinal. Oop. Sink, 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 sink. It's hard to see when that little blue box is in the way, but it's fine. That's mirrored, right? It looks perfect. Yeah. Go build me 2 bathrooms. Right, so, research-wise, I can't help but notice there is no research occurring. You're here, though. Have you already finished the research? I'm confused. Oh, my dum-dum. Yeah, you gotta assign them to work, because if they're not assigned, guys, they won't do anything. Would you believe it? That employees won't just suddenly do something on their own volition for free? Commercial air license. That'll get us all these things. I can't see it though, because this... 1 second. Clown, get off my screen. Thank you. Get me the commercial license. That's going to take forever, that. Once we get that, we'll be fine. I want to add... not a small runway, not a taxi. Actually, I do want to have the taxis down, so that's a fair point. So I can see how many we can get reasonably. Actually, I'm all for that. But for these 2, because I'm going to put some utilities here instead. Oh, that's Tax Foundation. Yeah. I'm an idiot. I need, pathways, roads, what are they called? Of course, this isn't symmetrical. Please tell me at least you make sense. Okay, so they both could go here, because that fueling pump could go there. And this could go there. And then we could have the large ILS system. Not here, we'll have the wind sense there. Need a weather station, so might as well put that there. And then... like a vehicle depot makes more sense. I won't lie, it probably does, but for now we don't need it. So we're not going to do it, because we don't need it. Yeah, and then we'll just paint this all concrete. So we know it's not concrete. Where are me roads? Me roads! Service road. For whatever reason they're not part of the other page. I don't understand why either, so... I'm aware that this needs replacing with that because they need to have a vehicle checkpoint to do it. Which, yeah, I can go with that. Right. Delete that for a second. And delete that for a second. Yes, we know there's no runway. Relax. Okay, commercial license was just completed, so... let's see what else we can do. Night flights. Remote stands, emergency response units. Helipads. I like how the name is still not fixed. Generic.key.helicopters. Night flights. Night flights make sense because otherwise we can see our profit yo-yoing. Right, okay. Security checkpoints. This is what I want to add. So, we need a secure zone. I want the secure zone to be anything beyond this. And then all that's going to happen is I'll have 2 of these, like so. Walkways? That makes no sense. Anyway, checkpoint. 1, 2. Well, it makes sense because it'll let them leave without having to... Yeah. So we'll put that there and there respectively. And we'll go as far as to put a wall just to not confuse people coming in to think they have to go back out and have to walk all the way back in. Right. Let time go on that. That's fine. I know there's a gap in between, but there's going to be guards there for crying out loud. If anyone's stupid enough to try and walk past the TSA, I mean, leave them be. Only doing that to distinguish the floor for now. I feel like if I did the whole airport, though, it's going to cost me a bit of a fortune, but you know what? 10 grand, to be fair, is not a lot. We'll have a nice lighter floor on the outside. What do you guys think? Do you like the flooring? Okay, we don't want walkways because that's not going to do much for us. We'll have 2 information desks maybe. So we can have one there. Flight information can go on either side. There. Put one there as well. And one there. Okay, now we rotate back around. I do love that about this game, that you can do that rotation. We need the check-in desk. Oh, oops. Check-in desk. And this is why I did it this way in the first place. So what I'm going to do is we'll have the check-in desks here. Alright, you'll queue to get to this, and then you'll just walk on in. And then for the time being, we'll add a wall on either side of this. And then we'll add a window so you can see where you're supposed to be. Because you're a peasant, you're not already there. Hard to clean, but fine to look at. Yeah, it's just distinguishing this is not secure, this is secure for me mainly. So I know when I'm looking here to expect this not to be secure. An employee can't find a staff room, make sure it's connected to accessible walkway. Please tell me that's not a window. Okay. I think I built a giant window instead of a door, you know. Yeah, I did. I built a giant window instead of a damn door. There you go. There's your window. Cool. Right. Additional require. Yeah. I know. Needs more staff to do that. That's fine. Also, how the hell do they leave that if the wall's in the way? We shall find out. Now, I'd like it to be daytime to be able to see what I'm doing, but I can't really skip today and waste that time. But I had to go to night flights. I thought I was going to check on that, see it's finished. No, it's not. Do we skip today, or do we try and work while it's night? Let's get an asphalt runway. That looks like it's in the middle. There's one ramp there. There's one there as well. If I rotate this, it should be... I mean, it should always be equal, but yeah. Yeah, it's perfectly in the middle of that. So we need the taxi foundation. We'll make it 5 wide, because I believe if we're going to upgrade this, it's going to need it anyway. And we'll run up to there by 3 wide. I've only made the lower bit 5 wide for that reason for now, don't worry. Oh, so it's 1 short on this side, so that's 6. That's also 6. Sure. 5 by 24, 5 by 24, 7, 8. Uh-huh. Oh, I can live with it. I'll live with it. That is, mind-breaking. So much so I went into a different language for a second there. I didn't even clock I said that in Ukrainian. I was like, sure, which means what? It's like, sure? She was surprised. My own brain hurt seeing that for a second. What I'm going to do then instead is I'll have it go to here. That's 4 prior. We'll do it that way. That'll solve it without having to see the issue, obviously. Alright, then we'll get our ramps run on. It's like landing there and they're taking... Well, landing both ways, really. So we'll have it run on here and I'll just have to reverse. We'll do it... No. We'll do it like that. I mean, the pilots can work it out. I'm not on the flight, so why do I care? Definitely the quote of the year. I'm not on the flight, why do I? Then we'll just expand these as needed. Okay. And we'll just draw the taxi pathways, which will definitely look interesting, no doubt. Alright. What do you think? I think that looks okay. Can we get rid of this pond using the destruct? We can. Now what I want to do, I want... me a control tower. There it is. Now, I won't lie to you. I don't perfectly know where the middle is anymore. The middle's here. There's my control tower, and we'll put a concrete pad around it. Okay. We need an airport hangar, so I'll have 2. The reason for that is if there's an emergency when a plane needs to land, we can have that. Oh, wait. No, it's connected, right? Or is it really not liking the connection? Or is it because it's not linked yet because of the runway not being built? We'll have to find out in a minute. I don't know what the error is there yet until it builds. What we will do, we'll focus on having landing equipment. These are decorations, bear in mind, but still cool to have. I do realise that I've done that backwards. I'm an idiot. Yeah. I think they're backwards anyway. I think it's supposed to go the other way, but I don't think it really matters for decoration-wise. Okay, right. We've got 4 staff, of which Oh, myself included. Okay, I was about to say, I was like, of which, who's the fourth? Right, we're going to look for me some security officers. We're going to hire 4 of them. I guess I could get 5 and just have 1 spare. Fine. I'm going to get 2 janitors. That's cool by me. And passenger service agent. That means receptionist, basically, doesn't it? We'll get 2 of them. We'll get a service technician. I'm sure they won't have a hell of a time doing that. And we'll get 4 ramp agents. And that's all we've got so far. Cool. So we've got a skeleton staff, he says. You know, we've got pretty much a lot of this occupied. So they're here, actually. Right, so we need more passenger service agents to go here. Yeah, I've not added the lines yet. The lines are drawn. That's definitely a factor I need to consider at some point. Our runway's built. Turn this on. Now, they are saying they're not connected to the runway. Now, you're happy. So I guess my... Oh, no, they are connected now. Let's just update itself. Oh. I guess my next agenda would be to fix that. Right. Okay, everything's functional. Okay. The only thing we now need is some doors and links to the outside that people can get to their flights. Now, simply put, all I need to do that is in this menu, need, I think it's a medium door. I could do a large door, I guess. Okay. Like so. I hate that I have to see all this red overlay. Okay. Only when I'm placing doors though, so it's not too hassle-ish, so... These would be cool to have if I had a need. Which I kind of do actually, but no. Get me the... What's it called? Oh, clinker. Weird name for it. Make the bathrooms look like bathrooms, are crying out loud. Open the bathrooms. That would make sense, wouldn't it? I want to click that. There we go. No, I don't rename it either. Right, on pause time. Okay, so we've got the basics. Now, surprisingly, people, especially people going on a flight, have to wait so long, require this crazy thing called seats. You know what I mean? It's fucking revolutionary that people can't stand forever, you know? So, we need seats. All sarcasm aside. We're going to put some seats down in a moment. Looking at lights, I got distracted already. I want to look at some exterior lighting. I love how it goes 3D properly for this. Where did that go? Okay. So the first one needs to go there, 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 and there. These are operational, yeah. Cool. Right. Now then, I hate when click around doing that. I want some general aviation flights now. Oh, I've not got any GA, have I? A quick look. So, airport's closed. General aviation is allowed. I'll put on lands, though. So if I go in here, can I see GA? Between general aviation and commercial. Oh, okay, okay. So that's commercial, that's general. So this is currently general. Turn you off. Are they all turned off? No, you're all turned on. Strange. Right. Let's put our seats in anyway, before I get distracted any longer. Okay, there you go. Hang on, though. Let's do them this way. Yeah. Just like the airplane, they're very crammed together. I've been holding shift all the time and I remembered you don't have to hold shift in this game, it just stays in the same place mode till you press right click or ESC. Yeah, ooh. I feel like there's enough seats even though this one won't have any, so that's fine. I'm sure there's a copy and paste option in this game where I'd have to click every time to place these, but I'm the believer of you have to suffer to place this stuff, so you have to click constantly and get carpal tunnel and live with that for life. That's all sarcasm, but you know there. Laptop table would be cool, but we're not doing anything fancy yet, so that's cool. Plants, we need plants, because what good airport doesn't have plants, you know? Well, no, no plants yet, no plants. Let's get the boarding desk. And on this side we'll put them like so, on the other side we'll do it a slightly different way. Yeah, I'll do it facing that. Double check, they are 2 apart, right? No, you're 1 apart. That's why we double check stuff. Makes sense, because you don't want too big of a gap, I guess. Gonna link all these up in a minute. So how is everyone? Everyone doing good in chat? And it's been quiet. Obviously, you're just watching me build some crazy shenanigan of an airport at this point. I click on this one. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. No, you're all good. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, oh, clear stand. 1 minute. Cannot change the stand connection while has an active flight. What do you mean it has an active flight? Well, apparently that one's convinced it has a plane landing there, even though I've not even got a plane landing yet. Right, let's go into the planner anyway, right? I need, really, first off, more passenger agents. I'll lower the standard a little. 3 more, that's good. Maybe 2 more janitors as well. Maybe a few extra ramp agents. An extra security officer maybe, just to fill in the gaps. An extra service tech, get too much. They just make it balanced. That feels balanced enough. Now, there was a cow on the runway. So much for a fucking secure area. I mean, did these... No, it's back there. What the f... Guys, we cannot have a cow in the plane landing area. Jesus, there we go, I can reassign you now. Good. Right, so let's go into Flight Planner. And, yeah, cool. I need the planner. Planner's in here, isn't it? Let's fix the planner. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Can't afford auto planners to be turned on yet. That's the shame. But if we open the airport, we make our hours 2 AM to 10 PM. That should make us a bit available, shouldn't it? And you're still saying we're closed. Right. No compatible commercial stand found. That's because I haven't turned you on as commercials yet. We'll keep these N2 as GAs. Or 3 available stands, really. Right, we're open, we got the stands open, and the only thing we don't have before we can even do any planning, although we can look at it right now, we need to sign a contract. We've got our very first plane. Our very first GA plane, and the guy cannot even keep inside of the line. You know that thing in the middle, guy? It's called a taxi path guideline? He's supposed to put the nose of the plane facing? Like, Jesus. He drives worse than my drunk uncle. Speaking of which, who's calling me? Oh, no. You know what, let me give me a second. Let me answer this phone call. Apparently they've now found me a table at Dunelm that they want to buy me, so I asked for a picture of it to see if it's any good. So in a minute I may be the proud owner of a damn table, so... Right, anyway, we need a vehicle checkpoint and we need a vehicle. So... checkpoint. Like so. You gotta love family when they buy you crazy stuff like a table. I don't know even what prompted it, but, you know. I'm in Dunelm. I've seen a table that suits your room. And yeah, send me a photo. I'll have a look. Best I can do. Anyway, where is the... Ah, yeah, the fencing's there. So, design-wise, that doesn't work well. So we need to delete that. That's fine. On this side, it works well. Still need to delete that. We need to take this back a few feet. And then what I need to do is get it again, like so. And we need to visualize it properly, so... Yep, that looks right. So, it needs the service runway. And then we need the fence. Now, the fence was under construction, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that works. That keeps that secure, basically. I think that's why we had a cow spawning on the runway, because it technically isn't secure right now. And then we need a service road right there. That is a service road, right? Yeah, it is, yeah. So then I need the fence again to go up to here. And then I think for safety and security reasons, we need the array of floodlights here. And likely an additional one there. No, because that gets rid of the fencing. Oops. We'll have the single array for now on each side, and that'll be their security. They can see what they're looking at, because that is the in bit anyway. We're making money off you being here. Not a lot, granted, but we're making some. Let's get ourselves a contract then. So we need to go into here, and it's offered contracts, and we're looking for airlines. So we'll take on 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to go to the board, and I want to get a CFO. And I want a CIO and a COO. And maybe a strategy as well. We're just getting a full board at this point. Minus these two because they're not too urgent right now. Right. And because we've got that, this is why I've done that intentionally. if we go into Flight Planner, we can turn on auto planning, right? We'll let time go. What we should start seeing happen, especially tomorrow in the game time, maybe. Not small aircraft only, guys. We got these two, but it seems to already be planned, maybe. Nope, it's not. It is. It's right here. Cool. Our very first commercial planes are planned then. Now you're saying not functional. Departure runway not connected. Well, I don't want to be captain obvious, but it clearly is connected. Oh, in what way is it not connected? Other than the physical line drawing you to it. Right, hang on a second. Let me have a look at this quickly. Pictures table. That is incredibly cheap. However, wouldn't be tall enough. If you could look. Oh, I'm trying to figure out to word this. Or, my brain, I can't think of words. Bedroom dresses or storage dresser drawers. Something with a depth of 40 centimeters. Alright, I've just texted that. I need to make sure I call Chris again tomorrow. Speak to him. Okay. We've got taxis, we've got people, we've got complaints though. And the complaints are there's not enough people there. Can I close this, perhaps? Go work at the check-ins, please. We only need one of those open, realistically. Now then. Just manageability. Nope. How is it not linked to a runway? Is the runway not set to... Ah. Commercial flights turned on. That fixes that. Now then, one thing I've neglected, and we have a plane coming in soon, is refueling. Now I was thinking about it before and I forgot all about it. We need vehicles, purchase. We need one of these at least. So I'll get the other one as well. I think two of these would make sense. Two of each. Two of each sounds like a lot though. No, one of that, one of that. Two of the main thing. We don't actually have a supply of the other fuel. We need a fuel contract now. Aviation fuel, yep. Don't need de-icing because thankfully we're on a fairly simple runway. So what I'm going to do over here, I'm going to store the other type of fuel over here because it's less common, although it's still used. Where the frick is it? Ah, there. So that's Jet A1 and that's the other fuel. Cool. And then we'll go to operations research. We've got this. Let us get a medium aircraft permit on the run. Assign my 3 employees to that. Yep, so you see, we got our refueling happening already. So they're Oh, they've just refueled us. Okay, I was about to say, where are they taking our fuel? Why is it like we got some World War II bomber here? What is this? Okay, it looks like a World War II bomber. Probably is one, it's just probably converted. Now, I did see a picture in my DMs a second ago pop up from you know. Yeah, that's pretty much what my airline's gonna be. That's gonna be the marketing for it. We'll get you there in one piece. Anything more is a luxury. Just be happy you arrived. Oh, okay. So we're finally making money. Small amount of money, but we're making money. So we're at 1 million. We've got 1 million left to play with. And we're making money. That's good. Now, can I... No. I don't think we really need to play with the queues right now. It seems to be working as intended. But I also can't help but notice that there's a lot of people doing nothing. What are you? Oh, you're the CFO, okay. Let's get some more desks for staff. Then we can expand this a little. Actually, no, I'm trying to think how to design this. That feels like it makes more sense. Yeah, you can delay it by an hour. So what's our minimum? Alright, I want our minimums to be a bit higher. Come refuel us, magical refueling truck. I don't know if I can trigger it to send like a... Yeah, request extra fuel. Well, that's sent for several trucks. Oh no, they were already on their way because of this. Yeah, okay, cool. As long as you have a full tank, I'm not bothered. Huh. I don't like how that's not paved, I'll be honest. So let's pave it. Okay. A bit annoying, I won't lie. I guess we'll use the concrete slab to make it look paved. That's what I did here, I think, as well, actually, so that's fair enough. That's fine, that's fine. We're now losing 4,000 an hour. Are my times backwards by any chance? Have I cocked this up right now? I'm confused. Operations. 2 AM or 2 PM? This is... Just have it on all the time. Not distribute evenly across the runways. Staff happiness is high. That's actually a good thing. Okay. Yeah, I'm not handling shifts. There don't need to be shifts for now. All we need is some more passenger service experts. And we'll get another janitor maybe. We'll get 2 more. They're important for keeping this place clean, so rampage and rampage, and that's good. You're a little pushing it, but yeah, we'll have you. We'll get 1 more. I'm trying to maintain the numbers. I mean, there is a presence, but you can see how many people are taking breaks, and yeah. We can turn you on, I think, now. There you go. We should have still have enough to run this as well, so I love that he's using that. When was he born? 65? He looks good for someone born in 65. But I also don't get why he's outside the secure area. Oh, I guess it already decided for me on that one. Right. Well, we got a functional airport. It looks aesthetically nice to a degree. I'm not sure what these floors after all that. From a zoomed out view, it looks horrible. What I'm going to do, people love to park cars at airports, and you make a killing off that is what I've learned from airports. So, what we're going to do, we're going to pause time actually a second. We're going to design this to make sense. So, we're going to put a public car park. Public car park. Yeah, no, that makes sense. And then we'll do that. Yep. So public car park. Where has it gone? Here it is. So my theory here is this here is all sidewalk. And that should enable people to travel the place easily. Because then all I need to do is add crossings and maybe some lighting. Nothing too crazy. I'm almost tempted to be a bit of a dick right now and send this video to, not this video, but this stream to Vex, who struggled at this game the other night. Not because I want to be a dick, but because I wanted him to react to how to run an airport properly. Because in his stream, he cocked it up. I won't sugarcoat it. I'm not Vex's publicist, so you're getting the raw answer on that one. He didn't do well. Plain and simple. Poor Vex. A bit at the end there. Okay. Oh, I've just done that to myself, haven't I? Yeah. At least it doesn't apply the cost instantly, I guess. I mean, it reserves the money from what I understand, but doesn't take it. I'll check my messages in a second. Which I've not got anything back about another shelf or something. Add these along here. Otherwise they won't be able to cross it and they'll complain, I can't get there. Which, it's stupid. In theory now then, we've made a fully functional pathway area with a lot of parking. So people can leave their car here for a price, forget about it, and then, you know, we can send them an invoice for $20 billion. More people, more invoices, and I'm sure we could fix the US economy doing that. I'm positive that that could not backfire in any known way. And if you didn't tell, that was sarcasm. Now I'm curious why it didn't build the road connections. Or are they just taking forever to do that one part? Right. What are we spending the most money on here? Operating costs, which I'm gonna guess means all the workers we got running around. Can we dismiss like half of these guys? I mean, is there a quick click for this? Yeah, there is, thank God. Send 60 of them back because they're costing me a boatload. Okay, people are using these, so these are clearly connected. 28 spots available. Okay, this is short term, this will be long term. And this one here can be long-term as well. Got some plants now, so I want some trees. Yeah, you can delay. And over here, we'll do it a bit like that, and then we'll get a rock as well. Did he just drive across the sidewalk? Maniac. Yeah, that's a bit nicer, doesn't it? Having some trees there. Right. So, even with all that changes, we're now in the negative again. Strange. I guess it's just income. Of that, and we have a lot of staff. Okay. Probably have too many janitors. We'll get rid of a few of them. We'll get rid of the weaker staff in the passenger department. Okay, that's our money saving there. Got rid of a few people, not too many though. Okay, so we got the boarding here. That's fine. Are you the plane that I just got told about? Yeah, you're now the plane I just got told about. Why? Okay, you didn't take that long though. Okay. We got delays galore going on here. That's not a good thing. So, if we've got a lot of delays, I suggest there's a problem. How are you doing? What are you here for? Yeah, we've got more delays. We need more ramp agents. We need more ramp agents. If we want to be efficient, we need more. No, you're too low, mate. I need higher. I need more quality than quantity here. I mean, if I did this, how many are actually applying? Oh, jeez. No. No. No, that looks horrible. Anyway, guys, I'm going to take a break from streaming in a minute. I've got some cleaning I need to do and some stuff, and I've got stuff coming in a few minutes. So we'll take a minute from now, and we'll wrap this up, and then we'll be back live in probably within the hour, give or take. Today's operations. We did 29 aircraft. So our rating with general aviation is 79, but our average is 70. Airlines like us at 61%. We're not doing bad, but there was a lot of stuff going wrong. I need more ramp agents because we're just still getting pummeled with this not enough people issue. I'll hire him then. I don't like lowering my standards, but we'll lower them a little as well for those guys. And we'll go train them before I let them go loose out there. At least then they're decent. It's fine. Trying to get staff standards raised here. Okay, everyone's trained to the max there. And passenger services, I'm going to do the same with you. Services, you're all up to max anyway. Security. I don't want to view your profile, I want to train you. So you're going to play what? I read it, but I don't... Northgard. Is Northgard a Viking game by any chance? Am I imagining that right? I feel like I've got a game that's Viking related. It could be what you're on about. Yep, then I've got same as you, I think. Let me have a quick look. Do I have what I'm thinking this is? Library. Search Northgard. Got the N in North card, that might help. North card. Oh yeah, this! I played this as a kid. Was it as a kid? Hang on a minute, this doesn't look that old. No, I played a different version of this. This looks too high-tech for when I was a kid. When I was a kid, it had lower graphics than this. When was this? 2018? Yeah, no, it wasn't this. There was one as a kid I played, though. Like, we're talking 10 years old. We're going back years now. Yeah, no. I played one as a kid, and it was similar to that. And it had puzzles in it. I don't remember its name. It was fun, though. It was fun. I'll never know its name because the person whose laptop it was on is now dead. So there's no way in God's green earth I'm getting that answer. Yeah, that sucks, doesn't it? Actually, no, I could get an answer if... It'll be on my Steam account. Activity. We are about to try and find out my oldest game. Although it won't be on here anymore, so I need to go to receipts. Oh god. Account details. Store. Not store, hang on. Account details. Purchase history. There it is. Then we just need to go right to the bottom here. No, it doesn't exist because it's a free game, yeah. I love how there's such a sudden leap, and then 2022 is the year I spent the most money on Steam. I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's just say 20. So 20, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. 55 things in 1 year. That's including DLCs though. And since then I just, yeah, my Steam spending is horrid. But in fairness, in actual fairness, if I was to tell you how much my spending, what my Steam makes up 2% of my yearly spending. Which is alarming because it means I spend stuff that isn't Steam that costs me more in percentage of my overall income. It's horrid to read it that way. I like to imagine my Steam's my worst billing, but it's not. So, what's this? Yeah, there's too many jobs available. I understand, game, don't you worry. We are actively dealing with the problem. What? Hire the really bad employee. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Staff. Ramp. Train you. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Maybe we quickly hire the executive for HR and procurement. Procurement, and you're a cheaper HR director, so we'll get you. Imagine that, that's the criteria. You're the cheaper HR director, we'll hire you. Okay. Now we've got HR, right? Does that improve our ability to hire people? No, we just got to run what we got. Passenger service agent. Wait, right, so we need more passenger service agents. Okay, we'll try this. This got 9 shots still. Oh, sorry. Okay, now we're short of some more Genesis for a second. We're 1 shot. Still counts as a shortage because if one of them, single one of them disappears for a minute, it won't like it. Oh, I don't want to read your CV, I want to train you. Oh my lord, we have had a lot of backlog there. Running late, do you want to... Yeah, okay. Our airport's that popular we're having delays. But anyway guys, thanks for watching this. When we come back in an hour or so, I will pick it up at development plane. And I'll touch on base where we're at with the development. And we'll probably be writing some economy code. Because I want to play around with the economy, so... Save this as stream. So guys, it's been a pleasure as always. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in an hour.